How long does it take to become a project manager? Well, I'll tell you it's 5 to 10 years, but there are some other things that I'm excited to tell you in this video that will really determine how enjoyable your career is and how well you execute it, because that is actually a thing. So I'm going to talk to you about a couple of the key things that are musts in your journey to become a project manager. And yes, it does take 5 to 10 years. So if that's all you wanted to know, then you can hop off, but please hear me out. Here's a story for you. Actually, this is the best way probably to do it. There was a superintendent that called me, and that people WhatsApp me all the time. We do voice messages back and forth. There's a WhatsApp group where we have hundreds of folks on there. We do sharing constantly. It's like really cool stuff. One of those individuals did a voice message to me, and he said, yeah, the project manager does a really good job with the technical stuff, really good with computers, but he's just like, oh, I got the materials to the job site. It's yours to worry about, and says that to the superintendent. And I was so sad because this project manager thinks that he does things. A project manager, he or she, does not do things. They're not in charge of RFIs. They're not in charge of submittals. They're not in charge of pay applications. They're not in charge of the supply chains. Their focus and their goal and what they're in charge of is enabling trade partners to be successful, which then enables the entire project to be successful, which then enables the client to get what they paid for. That's it. So if you're like, oh, I ordered the materials, they're on the site, it's yours to deal with. They might get damaged, they might be in the way, there might be too much, maybe it wasn't QC'd, maybe now people are tripping over it. How does that help? So we've got to switch the project manager, project engineer focus from I do things to the trade partner preparation process, where we do the buyout, the executed contract, pre-mobilization meeting, pre-construction meeting, first in place inspection, follow-up inspections, final inspections, payments, RFIs, submittals, owner pay applications to pay the trade partner applications, supply chain, and all of these tools the entire way, plan, build, finish. That is the role of a project manager. And so there's a couple of key things. A project manager has to love and support the superintendent. He or she has to have a respect for the workers and the foreman in the field. He or she has to understand boots on the ground fundamental construction. That's why I never recommend going from college right into a project engineer role. I always want to see college, field, surveyor, foreman, industry hire, whatever, military, police force, wherever you're coming from, then field engineer, then you can go field or office. Because as a field engineer, you learn how to build and you learn to respect the people boots on the ground doing the building. And so that is key. However long it takes you to learn that is key. The actual details of how to write an RFI, how to review a submittal, how to do a subcontractor pay application, how to use the project management software, how to do an owner pay application, how to manage the supply chain, you can probably learn that in 18 months, 3 years. 4 years. In fact, we're seeing project managers do that. Like right out of school, 4 or 5 years later, they're a PM. But if they skipped what I'm talking about, it's going to hurt them. So let me talk about a couple things that they need and then wrap it up with a nice close. Number one, you must understand construction operations, and I mean well. And I also want to say not just what we typically do. You're like, I know construction operations, we hold retainage and screw trade partners out of money. We pay late. We want to pay trade partners late. So I know it says net they're going to get paid between 60 and 120 days. Or hey, let's do composite cleanup crews. These are all things that somebody would be taught, but they're all dumb and they're all wrong. So I'm talking about real, thoughtful, like actually effective construction operations. A good PM must know. Number two, communication. It's critical. You're going to want to learn how to win friends and influence people method of communicating. You're going to want to know the book Never Split the Difference, how to negotiate for a win-win, not a win-lose. And you're going to want to be able to make friends and allies and rally a team together. That is a crucial component of your role. Number three, financial literacy. And it's not just bookkeeping and number crunching, but actually learning how to strategically look at numbers in your projections to play the monopoly game of finances and do better for your gross profit with a win-win-win. Win for the owner, win for you, win for your trade partners. And number four, you've got to get some leadership maturity. Let me say this, PM and a super always fighting, or a PM that's disrespectful, or a PM that just manages their life all day through emails, that's not leadership. I'll give you a really good example of the right way. Brian Young at DPR Construction was the PM I worked with at Bioscience Research Laboratory. He was supportive, He also held the line. He also spoke up. He also didn't put up with any of my crap. He would also walk the field. He would also help me own issues. He was also strategically exactly where he needed to be and always building the team. He had a leadership maturity that allowed him to bring out the best in me and me not to feel smothered, but also to hold the line. That leadership maturity is crucial, and I've seen folks with that maturity get promoted faster than everybody else. When I say leadership maturity, it's literally the ability to work with a diverse group of people while also holding to standards and meeting the goals at the end of the day. Anybody can be immature and be like, oh, I'm done, or I hate that person, or blah, blah, blah. Immature. We have to have leadership maturity. A great PM needs to know how to see and remove or mitigate risks. And so really, this is about readiness and competence and performance. It's not really about a timeline, but these are the key things you need to succeed. I'll put this into a blog post for you, and I will also link you to our books, Elevating Construction General Superintendents Book 1 and 2, because really that book should be written for general superintendents / project executives, project managers. It talks about the overall construction process, and I really appreciate you being here. On we go.